Just weeks before the election, Donald Trump has begun a new strategy to get elected: openly become a fascist. That's right, in the past 24 hours, Donald Trump has taken his already racist, hate-filled rhetoric and turned it into something that we haven't seen since World War II. Be sure to stick to the end of the video to hear his outrageous new comments, and as always, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Ever since the second presidential debate, where Donald Trump attacked Haitian migrants, the Republican Party has been in complete disarray. They cannot seem to figure out how to talk about or make policy related to immigration. And sadly, despite knowing that Donald Trump was lying, all of MAGA has doubled down on attacking migrants. Because over the past month, we have seen people stop talking about building walls and instead move into mass deportation, family separation, and even some talk about attacking migrants, legal or not. In the past 24 hours, Donald Trump has shown us that not only will he encourage these kinds of policies, but that he wants to take things a step further into what can only be described as fascism. Just last night, at a rally in Wisconsin, Trump confirmed his support for mass deportation. He also explained that we should force people out of the country with the same fear that they left their home with. If they fled a war zone, they should have the same fear for their life in coming to America as they would going back home. Just take a look at this.
They're dumping them and they say, don't come back, and if you do come back, we're going to kill you. And we're stuck with them. We're not going to be stuck with them. We're going to be bringing them back, and we're going to shove them right down their throat. They should have never been allowed to be here. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable.
Not only is this just an appalling policy, there is no foreseeable way for him to even do this. But it gets even worse. Just this morning, Donald Trump called into the Hugh Hewitt Show, a Republican talk show, and what he said on air is some of the most fascist commentary we have heard from a politician in decades. Not only that, but he used one of the worst fascist dog whistles imaginable. Just take a listen.
How about allowing people to come through an open border, 13,000 of which were murderers, many of them murdered far more than one person. And they're now happily living in the United States. You know, now a murderer, I believe this, it's in their genes. And we got a lot of bad genes in our country right now. They had 425,000 people come into our country that shouldn't be here, that are criminals.
Did you miss it? He slipped it in very calmly, but Donald Trump just made the argument that many people in third world countries have, quote, bad genes. And what that means is that he thinks that they are naturally inferior and should not be allowed in this country. This, historically, is called eugenics. It is an idea that has not only been proven false time and time again, but is associated with the worst political movement in history, coming from Germany in World War II. Donald Trump has been called a fascist for many of his far-right ideas before, but this morning he openly began repeating messages we have not heard since Hitler tried to conquer Europe. The messages that Trump are sending to his followers are terrible, racist, and just straight up dangerous. They are likely going to get even worse in the next month. This election is truly going to be a fight between democracy and fascism, so make sure you get out and vote so we don't get this monster back in office.